I think we have all the teams available, which is great. I know we're limited on, I think, 3 teams, and I'll get, I think, the Texans. Who else are we limited on? Dolphins. Get Sam Acho out here. Here's my man, Sam. It's so good to work with you, buddy.
Guy, I'm so glad to be here.
Been watching you on TV for a long time. I love all your play-by-play, your commentary. Great stuff. You've written books.
Yeah.
I know you got a big family.
Yeah.
All good stuff.
All good stuff. Well, I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad to be here with you all as well. It's great to be able to do all this great stuff we talk about, whether it's family, right? Wife, I have 4 kids, even speaking, writing, I've written a couple books.
Yeah.
When you talk about all that being integrated, this ball is really special for me because we were talking off set about how sometimes you have the balls and you put them up somewhere and they're kind of like do not touch, only for display. But this is a ball that you can actually get. Right before this show, we were tossing the ball like offset. And so this is one of those items that is special because it also has all the team names, right? Your team name, your team logo, all the players. But it's also something that you can actually go and play with yourself as you play with your kids, play with your family, give it as a gift. And so there's so much that we'll get into with the ball. But I just love the fact that it's one of those durable pieces of, yes, memorabilia, but it's great for play, but it's also great for display.
Well, because if you give this to a kid, and you tell them don't touch it, then they're gonna touch it even more.
They're gonna touch it.
But that's what we wanted. Sam and I were talking. It's like if you give this to a kid, big kid, little kid, girl kid, boy kid, whatever, they're gonna want to touch it. They're gonna want to play with it. If this was, like an official, like we said, hand signed, all that stuff, it'd be a $5,000 ball. Nobody would ever be able to see it or touch it. You're getting authentic stamped signatures of every player on the current roster of every team. I mean, that's amazing. I'm a Ram fan. I know all the players. I can't wait to go look at all the different names. Not only that, quality construction, you get the ball, and just so you know, for shipping purposes, the ball comes flat. We give you the pump, which is a great deal, right? So you pump it up. That's exciting, too, just a kid's pumping his ball up. And we give you a stand, so you can put it anywhere you want. I got a lot of buddies that live up in the Northeast. I'm from Connecticut originally.
Yep.
I got one buddy, a friend of mine, John. He's got the coolest guy room ever.
Yes.
I mean, he's got the tap on the wall, he's got all the things. And I'm like, he would love to have this. I can't remember who John's favorite team is, but the nice thing is, we have all the teams. Sam and I have all the teams you can pick from. And there are details on this ball I've never seen on other balls.
Right.
Usually it's just one white panel, the rest is pigskin, and then you got the name of the team.
Right.
That's it.
But the great thing about this ball is that even you talk about the material, so it's synthetic leather, so none of it has harmed animals, right? This is all animal has not been harmed in it. But also the piece of it, let's look at this. Like, this is the team logo, official NFL licensed team logo. So you see it right there. It's debossed on the football. Then you go to some of the signatures. You'll see some of your favorite players. That's on one panel. Flip to the other panel. You'll see the actual team logo. That's embossed as well on the front. Team name, team established date, the NFC. But what's special about this ball is it shows you the Super Bowls, yes, the NFC or AFC championships, yes, but also pre-Super Bowl. So NFL champions, 1945, 1951. It has that. That's one panel. Another panel you'll see right here, it's you see that indentation, or that we call it deboss, of the NFL shield. That's a very special piece because the shield is not for everyone. The shield has to be an officially licensed NFL piece. But what's special even more about this ball, at least in my opinion, because I played 9 years in the NFL, is right here. That's the NFLPA. So this is officially licensed by the NFL, but also officially licensed by the NFLPA. It stands for the Players Association. I was actually an NFLPA. I was an NFLPA rep for 10 years, really 4 years as a vice president, 6 years as a player rep. This is special because every single player says, hey, I want to share this with people who care, and you care. And so you go to that, and then obviously we talked about this, the helmet, which is that brand new helmet. So every single team we have, but these are the designs that you can't find anywhere else. They're exclusive to HSN.
$34 and change. Think about it. I watched a couple of the presentations today, and everybody was hitting on a lot of great points. When you give this, especially if you're going to give it to a kid, child, whatever, or even if it's a big kid, it comes out of nowhere because they're like, a football, an NFL official licensed football? Not only that, I've never seen one of these autograph balls that actually has the color of the team on one of the panels.
Right.
They're normally just pigskin,
yes,
right?
Yes.
They have the team color.
That's such a great point. I mean, that's such a great call out. So each different ball, I haven't even pointed this out yet. So this is the official team color, the New Orleans Saints. This is the Saints ball. You see Vikings, you see Chiefs, but it's also their primary team color and then the secondary team color. So it's not just that brown that you see on traditional balls. No, you have your primary team color, synthetic leather. Then you also have the hit of the secondary team color on the striping on the side. And so you have that. Also look at the stitching, right? You have that beautiful stitching on the top of the football. And this is regulation size. This is a regulation sized ball. And so when the players play, this is the exact size, the exact shape, the exact specifications and the model of the ball that the players on the field play with. And I know that because I played for 9 years. And so I love this as a gift. I think about me when I have my 8-year-old. And he's like, hey, Dad, like, can we go outside and play? And he'll come and bring the ball that was maybe hung up somewhere, kind of put it aside. And sometimes I'm like, hey, can you put it back? But most times, I want to play with my kid. I want to play with my friends, my family. This is a ball that you can put on display, sure, get one for that, but get one to play with. Get one you can share. Get one that you can spend time with your family and build those bonds with you or your kids, or maybe you have a loved one and their kids. That's the benefit of it.
It's when you have a ball, all right, from the time we're little kids, it's probably the first thing that we want to play with,
Yes.
right? And I don't think that ever changes. Whether we play, if it's hockey or basketball or baseball or golf, whatever, it's always ball-centric, right? We got to get something from point A to point B, but there's nothing quite as much fun as throwing a football. I remember the first time my dad taught me, you probably remember those days.
Yes.
And my dad was a coach, right? And I played from PAL football to Pop Warner all the way through high school. I wasn't a pro like this guy, but I respected it, I enjoyed it, and the ball was every part of it. My brother Darren is probably watching, sent me a picture of me, him, our buddy Kyle, and a couple other kids, our neighbor Paulie. We're all sitting in the yard in a black and white photograph. It looked like something from like 50 years ago. Actually, it probably was about 50 years ago. But we're all like this, and I'm like, that's really, and the ball is, we each had a ball in our hand. It's the coolest thing ever. Great gift. Wonderful first-time sporting gift for your kids if they've never owned anything. It'll just teach them a lot about the game. I pulled out the Broncos because I thought they could use a little love. I ain't saying nothing, all right? But
70-20, that's something. They lost 70-20,
yeah,
y'all.
they could have scored more points. So what I wanted to show you, and I know Sam went through a lot of it, but I think if you can come in close and look at the signatures, this really shows you how authentic they all are, because these are all stamped signatures of the guy's real signature. They're not just thrown on there. So you get that kind of just classy look to a ball. And when you hold it, like I said, because you and I both played football, it's regulation size.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, it's regulation size
is.
ball. So if you want to take this in the backyard and have fun with it, you can. You know, we used to always do that after Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
Go outside, eat the turkey, go out, play a little ball, play a little touch football in the backyard. So much fun. Not only that, these balls are a lot easier to play with when you start playing at the end of the day when it gets dark, because you can still see them. And nobody ever thinks about that.
Yeah.
Even if you got a light out there, you can see this guy spinning at night. And that's because you get a regular pigskin ball, it's gone at night. So if you do want to have fun and you want to play with it, you can. Great gift for your boss. Great gift for your mail carrier. Maybe somebody that takes care of your kids. We're talking about your kids. I've got a kid. Babysitter. Something just really nice. If you know their team, you can send this to them anywhere. And remember, we're doing our friends and family today, which means you can get 20% off of this. We'll show you the code in a minute, which drops your price down to like, what, 25, 26 bucks to get this home? There's the beautiful Nicole, 182-337. And by the way, call your friends and share that code. You're allowed to do that. It's something every kid wants. You know, it's your first pocket knife, it's your first flashlight, it's your first football. And to be able to get one home of this quality, Sam, at this price, at 34 bucks, I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to go out and buy a regular football from a sporting goods store.
Yes, and
for
then
$30 or $40.
And then you talk about all these are the actual signatures. So these are the signatures that the players signed. We call them the replica signatures because when they sign their NFLPA, it's called a group licensing agreement. That's the deal where it says, hey, I want to share my autograph with you at home. This is the actual signature that they signed. And so you'll see when you get the ball, you'll see your favorite players for the Giants. You'll see Daniel Jones on that. I saw Darren Waller on that. Every team, it'll be prominently placed your favorite players. And then when you actually get the ball, you can actually feel it, that embossed helmet. Right, you have that embossed helmet right here on the ball. Then you can even go here. That's embossed as well. You can feel the texture. You can have that feel on it. You can go through and say, man, where is my favorite player? Where is, let's say it's a Baker Mayfield. He's the quarterback this year. Not last year, not the year before. You get the players from this year, this season.
It makes it current, which is really cool. And by the way, we told you, we are giving you the stand. So if you want to put it on, you can put it like you're kicking a field goal, or if you want to mount it that way, it'll go on the stand both ways. And Sam and his group is also including a little pump.
With the NFL logo on it, too.
Which you can use on other balls as well, if you would like to. Because when you order it, it does come flat, and that's for shipping purposes, so we don't have to have it in a big, giant box. That saves you money. That's why it's only $5.50 instead of like $8.50 to ship it. So you get a little pump. little NFL official pump that goes with it. You know how to do that. If you've never pumped up a football, pop it in the little thing, give it a couple of pumps, and you're good to go. And then the kids can play with it. And I'll tell you this, no matter whatever holiday you celebrate, if it's a gift-giving holiday, this is going to be the first thing those kids are going to play with.
Yes.
You know, you used to think it was Xbox and all that. You give a kid a football, like my son, if my son was hanging out with his buddies, and they're older kids now, but if they were hanging out and I pulled a football out, they'd leave Xbox and go outside.
And even whether it's your son, but even me, last year I was or 2 years ago I was at the Super Bowl, maybe a year and some change,
yeah.
and I got a chance to sign some footballs and all those things. And though I was signing them, I actually wanted one myself. It was a weird thing. I'm like 34, 35 years old.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, this is a regulation football. And not only, that was a Super Bowl football, right? Well, this is also, look, it tells you all the Super Bowls that your team won. NFC champions, that NFC championship games that they won. That's the year that your team was established, and it's DBOS, almost that indentation on the football. It shows you if your team's in the NFC. It's got that DBOS NFC logo. Shows you if they're in the AFC. And then it's got that primary color, that indentation, that DBOS there. But also it's got the secondary color that almost gives you this 3D shadowed kind of look. And so that little detail, right, the stripe, right next to the Dallas. Little detail, the stitching on top of the football, the little details, the players' names that you can see, that they're actual signatures, the team logo that's you can feel and touch. It's that joy of like, man, if I'm a kid and I'm getting this, or if I'm an adult kid and getting this, or if I'm an adult and getting this, I actually can go through and look at the players who I love and I appreciate and I enjoy. You can go through, look at the team and say, man, I remember this Super Bowl, or this year we went to the NFC Championship, or man, our logo, our star, if you're a Cowboys fan, and support your team.
It's got history. I mean, all the history of your team is right on there with the current players that are on the team. So it gives you a little bit of the history, it gives you a little of the present. And here's what I'll tell you. When you hold this ball, it feels like a real football, because it is a real. It's officially licensed by the NFL, exclusive here. And please don't confuse this with ones you see in sporting goods stores. That's a whole different game. You know, you see one out there. First of all, if you go to a game and you try to buy one of these, it's going to cost you $75 to buy a football at a game, okay? You go to a sporting goods store, you're going to spend 40 or 50 bucks, and it's not going to be of this quality. You know, to get it officially licensed, and I know a lot about official licensing. Many, many years ago, I was involved in a business, and we were trying to get an NFL license.
Yeah.
First of all, that's expensive.
Yes.
And you cannot just go, the NFL ain't just going, hey, everybody dishing out licenses. You've got to come up to this level. All right? I mean, you got to be better than anybody else. So when you buy something like this from us, please know this has had to go through so many quality issues, levels, to get to the level where the NFL was like, okay, that shows what we're all about. You know, it's like a lot of the guys that do our, like, you know, the different gear that we have here. If it's licensed, that's top of the game.
Right, and then so this ball, we talk about that license. So this is by Logo Brand. So we're one of the fastest growing licensees for hard good products. That means footballs. That means stuff that you throw on your couches. That means blankets. So you think about it, it's like the #1 fastest growing licensee. Over 450 different product categories. This is one of them. And so it has that shield on it. That means it's officially licensed NFL. But it also has that feel to it where it's like, man, I feel like I can play with this. I can toss it.
Yeah.
I can share it. I can give it as a gift. I can have this as that finishing piece for my fan cave. Or maybe I can give it to a friend, right? Maybe be that finishing piece for my friendship. Okay, I know we're kind of on the edge, and I really appreciate you as a friend. Here's that gift of like, hey, I thought about you. It was your birthday. Maybe it was Thanksgiving. Don't even wait till Christmas. Maybe, hey, your season just started, and you're cheering on your team, and I love you. I care about you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I wanted to get this for you.
Girlfriend, right?
Yes, yes.
Your wife, your partner, whatever. I mean, that's a really special gift. Like, there's some things, and you've heard me say this before. If you got a partner, you don't want to go buy him a hairdryer, okay? If you buy him a hairdryer, you better buy him flowers or a piece of jewelry. But you could give this to your significant other,
yes,
and they would be, to me, this would be very meaningful.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she knows I love football.
Yes.
And the same, and let me tell you, I've dated, I'm single now, but I've dated a lot of different girls who are more passionate about football than I was.
Right.
And I played the game like you.
Yeah.
But they were like, oh, you know, like, don't mess with my Patriots. What a great gift to be able to give to them. So if you got a sweetie in your life, guy, girl, whatever, partner, and you know they love sports, this is a really fun gift to give, and it doesn't break the bank. It's not an engagement ring. It's not a bracelet. It's something that has a lot of meaning and shows, you know what? I love that that's special to you. And I'm gonna get you something that you can put in your own little cave, man cave, or lady lair, whatever you call it, and you can celebrate your favorite team as well. You can see right there, I can't read that because I got glasses on. Sam, can you read it?
11245.
11,245.67.
Wow.
Already spoken for.
Wow.
If you want it, Pat, my producer, my wonderful producer, Pat, says if you want Miami, how many left, Pat? 2 dozen left in Miami.
Oh, wow.
I think the other one was Houston. Was that the other limited one,
Houston,
Sam?
Houston.
Houston, maybe 100 or 200 left. And then what's the other one? Got one.
There was
Titans.
one more, Tennessee.
Tennessee, that'll be another one that sells out, okay? And I'm telling you, get it home. If you just want to play in the backyard, what a night, if your kids love football, because I know how crazy, I was one of those kids. My dad was a coach, so we started playing when Pee Wee. We were 7 years old.
Yeah.
In fact, I tried to play my second year. I didn't weigh enough. So he drove me to another league where the weight limit was less.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually weighed too much. My first year, when I played, I was on the heavier side. And so they were like, hey, man, you have to play offensive line. And offensive linemen don't really get a chance to touch the football. I wanted to be a running back like my brother.
Right.
He was carrying the ball every time. Maybe I didn't want to be wide receiver. I wanted to go play defense or something. But they made me play offensive line. It was kind of this feel of like, man, I didn't really love the game. I wish I would have had maybe a ball like this that I could throw around and play. And I did. I would go out and play with my friends at school. We would play catch all the time when I wasn't doing the YMCA league. Like balls like this would be that thing where it's like, man, it would give you this sense of pride. If you're a kid of like, man, this is my team. And also, by the way, these are my players. Look at a guy like Andrew Van Ginkel. He's one of the defensive stars for the Miami Dolphins. He's on this ball. I look at another guy, Bradley Chubb, another defensive star. Notice I'm leaning towards the defense. Those are the guys I watch a ton. But then you'll see Jalen Waddle. I'll flip the ball back over. You can keep on searching. He's an offensive stud for the team that just put up 70 points. And so even if you're a mom who wants something for your kid, like this would be a great gift. Maybe you have an adult child. It's such a great gift that says, hey, I thought about you. I'm thinking about you even when your season's going. And oh, by the way, we talk about this being gifts. I think this is a piece as well where you can actually get it for yourself, right? I was on a flight yesterday. There was a lady who had her Eagles hat, her Eagles shirt, and I was flying in and she looked at me and I kind of made eye contact because I was looking at some of her gear and she's like, go Birds. And this thing of like, man, I know you would love an item like this, right? You would love that in your lady lair, lady lounge. You'd love that maybe as you go to the tailgate to toss it around with your friends. Or maybe you're going with family and friends. Wherever you're going, this is a piece that just has that weightiness and that feel to it that gives you memories. I think that'll help you.
It's a feel-good thing. It really is, you know? Like every time I go to the beach, when Danny comes in, we always bring a ball. But if I see people out there and they're bringing a football, I'm like, there's something cool about those people, right?
Yeah, and I wish I would have had one. That's the thing.
Totally. So you can do that. And again, look at our price today. It's $34.99. We took $10 off. Get it home on FlexPay, $11 and change. Take the $20 or 20% off with the Friends and Family coupon that we're doing with that little number down the bottom of the screen. You're going to absolutely love it. I know you have another airing coming up in, I think, in an hour or so. 853-285 if you want to get it. Hey, by the way, Bryce is wearing a really nice T-shirt.
He is.
Do you have it on?